experts because Mbadi is not an economist. Mbadi is an accountant. Accountants are good in doing postmortem. Postmortem to tell you how your patient died. So Mbadi will give you a very good record how the economy collapsed in his hands. But he cannot have the planning foresight.
Oh my God!
I may not be your best, and I don't claim to be, but I'm the one you have.
And I do feel like the finance job is a very sensitive job, and it demands an economist rather than an accountant, or an accountant at least with an economic background. Even a president should have an economic background. If Ruto had an economic background, some of the mistakes he's making, he will have not made because he will have known better. But I don't blame him because he doesn't know better. And for Mbadi, he knows better. He should have done some auditing so that we don't lose the billions that he used to talk about when he was on the opposite side. But for now, he's not talking about those billions, and he's just continuing to mess up the economy. So someone like Nini Nyoro will have performed better at that post.
What do we need opposition for? Raila Odinga is already inside government, isn't it? Within government, Raila do his magic, isn't it? He has a team of experts. Let them do their magic side there. When you hear the ODM team of experts, Oparanya told Kenyans don't pay Hustler Fund, isn't it? You can check the clips on record. Then now he is the CS. Now he's saying pay Hustler Fund.
Yeah, he has to because now he's in charge of Hustler Fund.
Then Mbadi said education can be free very easily, isn't it? Now he has said it cannot be free easily. Now, I also tell Raila Odinga, maybe you have to tell him, if they want ODM to shine, let them give them real experts because Mbadi is not an economist. Mbadi is an accountant. Accountants are good in doing postmortem. Postmortem to tell you how your patient died. So Mbadi will give you a very good record how the economy collapsed in his hands. But he cannot have the planning foresight. And we have seen everything he says has no planning for foresights. And I want to quote because he may think I'm joking. Mbadi said the Kenya shilling is good optimum at 130 shillings to the dollar to give us what? Exports, isn't it? China is exporting more than anybody else, isn't it? How weak is the Chinese currency? UK, US. So when I'm not talking about that, I dismiss him. From what he says every day makes me realize that my suspicion that an accountant is an accountant. This government walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It is a duck. There's no dialogue in the duck.
You've forgotten one thing. It has webbed feet.
Yes.
That's very good.
KasMuel.
I'd like to
something
rebut.
you wanted to say, yes.
Yes, I wanted to rebut Prof. That Prof, on the one hand, you're saying that, and I'll speak specifically about Minister Mbadi.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you're saying that he's not an expert and that he's a bad minister, an accountant.
Not a bad, I'm just
ideally
saying
that an
competence.
accountant.
He called him a bean counter, full stop.
That's what he said,
Yes.
in effect. And then you also say, on the other hand, that accountants are good for post-mortem. And they're good for telling you after.
But that's what accountants are.
Okay. But then this minister comes and tells you that this free education thing, it was like this in paper. And it has been promised for a very long time that it's supposed to be 22,000, but the government has been giving 17,000. Isn't that a contradiction in yourself? Because he's saying that after the fact. Not that I actually, I think it was rather reckless to speak about it on a roadside convention because this is a thing which the CS would have communicated. But I think that is out of the way. In all honesty, we have to this broad-based government was not a handshake like the rest.
Gentlemen, let me ask you the question. Yeah. The honest conversation around this free education,
yes,
as an example,
yeah,
what is it really? Did we afford it as a country or did somebody afford it for us?
Both. We both afforded it as a country and then it was financed by...
Let me explain let me explain to you because let me explain what happened.
Yeah.
We told Kibaki that we have 12,500,000 households in Kenya with an average of 4 children per household going to school. And each child spends 63,000 per year on education. So on average, every family spends 250,000 shillings per household in education. So then we said, when you ask a partner like Visa Card or MasterCard to fund education, they can do. But if you tell them to give handouts to the people in the household, they will not do. So if you talk to Visa card and MasterCard to put some money on free education, they'll do. Then once you offer that education, that becomes a stimulus to the economy. It's like if you take 250,000 times 12,500,000 is 189 trillion. It's like you have thrown that money in the economy.
You've released that money into the economy.
Somebody can buy alcohol with it. He can marry 2 wives with it. You can set up a business with it. You can be able to buy apparels with it. And the economy grows. That's why even the double-digit collection in funds grew. So that was the magic. Now, why is it that MasterCard and Visa card cannot come to do education? Remember, the first thing, Raila Odinga dismissed Sam Ongeri, who was the Minister for Education, for corruption in education. Then he was brought back. You get me? So from there, these partners started realizing that the red tapes in Kenya, the lean and clean government they thought we are going to run has become a broad-based government. So by having a broad-based government, whereby before you see the president, you have to see 18 people where you're giving money and giving money and giving money, isn't it? Now,
by giving, you mean bribing?
Bribing.
Okay.
How can MasterCard meet the president? Ask me. He has to meet people who will give money, isn't it? MasterCard is not interested in that. Visa card is not interested. So they have gone China, whereby Chinese can come with a briefcase and meet you, isn't it? That's why I saw the president telling Trump, we don't care about NATO ally. Chinese are doing well with us, isn't it? But let me tell you, tell me any single country in Africa which has developed with the Chinese policy. No way. The Western countries, in spite of the fact that they give you conditions, isn't it? They have done some things.
Like which one? I want to give examples.
Roads. You know, let me give you the difference between the Western and the Eastern. The Western countries, they look like they're telling you, here is a trough of water. The water is boiling. So you can cool it before you jump, isn't it? Which means meet these conditions before you jump. The Chinese tells you there's a basin.
Let him land.
Let me finish.
Let him land.
There's a basin here. The water is cooled, isn't it? So the frog jumps in, but there's fire underneath, isn't it? So either way, you are going to burn. So all these things whereby entry is easy, when you enter a cave and you find it easy to enter, you don't know the exit. So in any way, these people don't know the foreign policy, the fiscal policy that can attract investors even to invest in education.
Prof.
And that's why we said in our policy, lean, clean government, which is transparent and efficient.